Do you ever feel like you're wearing a mask, pretending everything's fine while underneath you're struggling just to hold it all together? Addiction often forces you to hide behind forced smiles, excuses, half-truths, leaving you feeling even more disconnected, and not just from others, but from yourself. I'm Steve Rose and I'm an addiction counselor, and this is an issue a lot of my clients struggle with. And in this video, we're going to explore what it means to live behind this mask, and more importantly, I'll help you take the first steps toward breaking free and reclaiming your true self. So let's get started. Living behind the mask in active addiction traps you in a constant balancing act between the chaos within and the polished image you present to the world. It's like being caught in an endless performance, each move carefully choreographed to prevent anyone from seeing the vulnerability and anguish beneath the surface. But this facade comes at a cost. It leaves a labyrinth of lies that leads you further away from your true self and deeper into isolation. The effort to maintain this illusion is exhausting, draining you of the energy you need for meaningful connection and self-reflection. Dr. Gabor Maté, a leading expert on addiction, offers a powerful perspective that gets to the heart of why so many people struggle with this. He believes addiction isn't just about chasing a high, it's about escaping pain. Specifically, it's a way of coping with a deep sense of disconnection from others, but also, more importantly, from your true self. He says that as children, we learn to sacrifice our authenticity for belonging. Imagine this. As a child, you crave love and acceptance, but it's conditional, only given when you act a certain way or suppress your real feelings. Over time, you learn to hide who you are, shelving your true needs and desires just to fit in. This loss of authenticity leaves a void, a sense of emptiness, anxiety, and low self-worth. And when that emptiness grows to be unbearable, addiction steps in as an attempt to fill the void. Addiction isn't about weakness or lack of willpower. It's about survival. It's a way of numbing emotional wounds, silencing feelings of not being good enough, and escaping the overwhelming need to belong. But here's the catch. The very behaviors meant to soothe you end up trapping you even deeper in a cycle of pain. The way out of this cycle is not just about quitting the addictive substance or behavior. It's about reconnecting, reclaiming the parts of you that were buried long ago. Healing starts with rediscovering your authenticity, confronting the pain, and feeling genuine connection with others and yourself. The opposite of addiction isn't just sobriety, it's connection. And this is why shame is one of the most destructive forces in addiction. It creates a self-reinforcing loop. Here's how it works. You feel the emotion of shame. Maybe it's about something you've done recently or just a deeper sense of unworthiness that's been with you for a lot of years. That shame hurts, so you turn to substances or addictive behaviors to escape it. So you get a temporary escape, but then those actions require you to lie and hide, which creates even more shame and even more disconnection, and the cycle starts again. You might start to think, why can't I stop? What's wrong with me? And the shame whispers back, telling you you're broken, unworthy, or incapable of change. And instead of reaching out for help, the shame isolates you, convinces you to hide and put on a mask, pretending everything's fine. But deep down, you know it's not. This spiral doesn't just damage your relationships with others, it creates a powerful disconnection from yourself. You start to feel like you're living a lie, pretending you're someone you're not. And the more you lose touch with your authentic self, the harder it becomes to break free. Shame thrives in secrecy. It drives you to hide, to deny, to push people away. But here's the hopeful truth. The way out of this spiral is honesty and connection. It might seem scary at first, and it might mean facing emotions that you've been not wanting to face for a long time. But in the long term, this is the key to healing. Breaking the spiral of shame starts with small steps. It means recognizing the cycle, and more importantly, realizing you don't have to do it alone. Connection with both yourself and others is what breaks the power of shame. Recovery is possible, but it starts with taking off the mask and reaching out for help. You might be thinking, I can't do this. No one will understand. What if I get judged? What if I fail again? These thoughts feel heavy, like chains holding you back, convincing you that reaching out is not worth it. But here's the truth. Reaching out for help isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of courage. And you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to have the perfect words. You just need the willingness to take the first step. You might have been telling yourself, I should be able to handle this on my own. But here's what I want you to know. You don't have to do this alone. No one gets through life without support. And asking for help doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. It means you're ready to try something different. Whatever shame or fear you're carrying doesn't have to define you. It doesn't have to control you. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay not to know what comes next. But taking the first step, whether it's making a phone call, sending a message, or talking to someone you trust, it can be the start of something incredible. You're not stuck forever. You're not broken. You are capable of change, and you deserve a life free from this pain. If you need personalized counseling support, reach out at the link in the description for a free consultation where we can talk about where you are now, where you want to be, and how we can make it happen. And remember, long-term recovery isn't about mere willpower. It's about living authentically and finding deep connections so you can become the person you were always meant to be.